Alright, so I wasn't sure if you guys were aware of the power of the micro and meal planning GPT. So, I was doing something for myself because I've gotten my diet down to just 10 or so items that I really love and can eat all the time and repeat that. And I was thinking this might be helpful for somebody that is really struggling with their diet and their macros because it's not about the workout plan as much as it is about the diet and the macros. And you guys need to get that in order. So I wanted to show an example of that. So in the Muscle Mindset app, once again, going to the classroom, scrolling down to the macro and meal plan creator. Here's a link right here, a little bit of how to use it, but the link's right here. So it's ChatGPT in the background, built with my preferences for high protein meals, lots of different meal plans, lots of different recipes, and everything like that. However, you can customize it however you want to fit yourself. So what I'm going to show you right now is what I just did, and it was pretty amazing what it went through. So I was like, I need to make a video. And I mean, I just woke up. I wasn't really planning on this, but I got to do it before I forget and before I don't do it. So here I am. So forgive how I look. Anyway, in the computer, I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, so I just said, hey, I only like these foods. They are eggs, sausage, toast, salmon, veggies, jasmine rice, beef stew, tilapia. What else do I eat? Bison. Forgot about bison. Here's a cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. What else do I eat? Cheeseburgers. So that's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 items, okay? Now make me a meal plan based on only these items, and the protein needs to be 250 grams at least. Okay, so what I'm doing is protein's always first, so we want to start off with that, and then we can add in carbs and fats after the fact. But protein's always first. You want to go with at least 1 gram per pound of body weight, or if that's too much, then at least 1 gram per goal body weight. So right now I'm 200 pounds. Okay, so I'm asking it for 250 grams of protein. But let's just say I wanted to be 220. So I could say, oh, make this for 220 grams of protein, right? Okay, so for some people that have a tough time eating a lot of protein, that's an option. So I'm gonna go with the 250. I'm gonna hit enter. We'll see what it says. It says, thanks for the food list and protein goals. Since your only requirement is 250 grams of protein per day and you're sticking with a specific food list, I'll build a high protein, low moderate carb meal plan exclusively from your allowed foods, which are eggs. And it repeats this: egg, sausage, toast, salmon, veggies, jasmine rice, beef stew, tilapia, bison, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, cheeseburgers. And it's saying, okay, the macro target is going to be 250 grams minimum. Calories are going to be 2,800 to 3,000. Estimated assuming fat loss with muscle retention. So what I've built in is to make this keep the muscle, sustain the muscle at least, or grow the muscle, and then think about fat loss, okay? Because without the muscle, we're not doing anything good. So then saying carbs and fats balanced around the protein need. like I said, it's factor in, it's gonna preference the protein, and then it's gonna balance everything else out afterwards. Okay, so it went ahead and did this sample high protein meal plan of 275 grams of protein, and it's saying it's giving me breakfast, 3 eggs plus 4 egg whites, 2 turkey sausages, 1 slice of toast, Ezekiel or whole grain, and then a half cup of cottage cheese, and that's 75 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs, 25 grams of fat, and that's for 600 calories. For lunch, it's saying 6 ounce grilled salmon, half cup of jasmine rice, steamed veggies, and a Greek yogurt, and that's 52 grams of protein. Dinner, 1 bowl of homemade beef stew with 6 ounces of lean beef, carrots, celery, onions. That's around 50 grams of protein, and then a half a cup of jasmine rice. That's a total of 53 grams of protein. And then for the snack, a cheeseburger bowl, which is 5 ounces of lean ground bison or beef, cheddar cheese sliced, sauteed veggies, and then some low carb ketchup and mustard. And that's around 45 grams of protein, 5 grams of carbs, 22 grams of fats. Actually, I like all these meals. I will be using this actually because it's pretty cool, and I like it. So late night snack, you have a Greek power bowl. It's just going to be 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt, 1 scoop whey protein, mix it with some cinnamon and some 0 calorie sweetener. That's about 35 grams of protein. And then saying late night snack would be tilapia and eggs. I'd probably switch these two. I'd probably do the tilapia and eggs after dinner, and then snack Greek bowl. But the late night snack, it says tilapia and eggs, 5 ounces of tilapia, 2 hard boiled eggs, or that could be my dinner. Because I like to kind of taper it off at night, eating something lighter for dinner. So the daily totals are going to be 275 grams of protein, 85 grams carbs, fats, and then the calories are going to be 2,900. Okay. Now it's saying, would you like to turn this into a 5-day rotating plan, or need ideas for meal prep combinations using just these foods? Also, let me know if you have any restrictions like dairy-free, low-fat, or want it to be optimized for fat loss or lean bulk. Okay, so this is actually really good. It's actually a little higher in calories based on the Renpho scale that I told you guys to get, or that VSync scale, the ETAC City scale. It's going to give you a BMR recommendation, so I'm going to use that for this right now. So I'll say my BMR is 2040. My basal metabolic rate is 2040 calories. Can you adjust this plan based on that and for fat loss and muscle retention? Muscle retention. So now we're like tweaking it. We're tweaking the program. It's saying perfect. Thanks for your BMR and your goal. Let's go step by step and get you dialed in. Fat loss plus muscle retention plan using only the foods you like. Okay, step 1, calculate your total daily calorie. Calculate total daily energy expenditure, your TDEE. You multiply your activity level. I'm just going to say sedentary because when I eat a lot of whole foods, it's hard to fit it in. Right? So I'm going to say number 1 is sedentary, and have a desk job. Okay, and it's saying since you're sedentary, your BMR is 240, and your TDE is 2,448 calories a day. For fat loss plus muscle retention, let's create a 20% calorie deficit. So your calorie target is actually going to be 1950, just below that basal metabolic rate. Okay, 20% slightly below. If you need a more aggressive fat cut, you could actually say that too, but we're just doing this for now. Okay, so the macronutrient breakdown, fat loss focus, we're going to stick to high protein, low, moderate carb, and to preserve muscle and fat. Our target macros are going to be 45, 20, 35 split for protein, carbs, and fats. So 45% protein, 20% carbs, 35% fats. Okay, so 45% protein of the 1950 calories would be around 870 calories. And then there's 4 grams, so that'd be 220 grams of protein. And it says we're going to target of 250 grams of protein to support muscle retention. But like I said earlier, if I wanted to stay there, I could say, hey, that's fine, which I might just do that. Carbs are going to be 20% of the 1950 calories total. So that'd be around 390 calories divided by 4 grams per carb, and that's 98 grams of carbs. And then 35% fats of the 1950 calories would be about 683 calories. Divided fats by 9 because not fat is 9 calories per gram, so that would be 76 grams of fat. Okay, revised meal plan, now that it has all that little more data about us, is going for 1950 calories, 250 grams of protein, 98 grams of carbs, and 76 grams of fat, with all foods from your approved list. Okay, so it's saying meal 1. Breakfast, high protein start, 3 whole eggs plus 4 egg whites, 2 turkey sausages, 1 slice of low carb toast, and a 4th cup of cottage cheese. And it's going to be in the macros, 520 calories, 68 grams of protein. Okay, meal 2, a fish and rice bowl. Fish and rice bowl, 6 ounces of grilled salmon, 38 grams of protein, 1/3 cup jasmine rice, 15 grams of carbs, 1 cup steamed veggies, 3 grams of protein, and then 1 teaspoon of olive oil drizzled in 14 grams of fat. Meal 2 totals are going to be 41 grams of protein, 18 grams of carbs, 17 grams of fat, for a total of 480 calories. Okay, meal 3, cheeseburger bowl with no bun. It's going to be 5 ounces of 90-10 green ground bison patty, which is 35 grams of protein by itself, 1 slice of cheddar cheese. I feel like I could just do the bison patty with some cheese on it. That would be a nice snack for me. 1 cup of lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, light ketchup and mustard. That's 41 grams of protein, 4 grams of carbs, 17 grams of fat, for a total of 450 calories. And then snack is a Greek yogurt protein bowl. Greek yogurt and 1 scoop of whey protein. That's going to be around 45 grams of protein and 330 carbs. Okay, so going through, we're not going to go through all this, but you can see how it built me up the plan. So the final totals are going to be 253 grams of protein, 97 grams of carbs, 73 grams of fats, and then the calories around 1,950. Okay, it's giving me some swaps. You can swap tilapia for salmon or bison. You can use cottage cheese plus toast for a light snack or late meal. You can add 1 to 2 egg whites or turkey sausage if a meal is short on protein. Now it's saying, would you like this broken out into printable 3-day or 5-day rotating plan with prep notes or a grocery list based on this plan? Okay, let's go with all the above, but I want to lower the protein. Let's just say I can't eat all that protein. Let's just say I want 220 grams to 220 grams. 220 grams instead of the 250 grams. So it should redo the meal plan and then create shopping list, 5-day meal plan for the week. Yeah, so it says perfect. We'll revise everything to hit 220 grams of protein, which is still well above the minimum for muscle retention, especially during the fat loss phase. It's saying let's build you a lean, high protein, fat loss focused meal plan that's around 1,950 calories a day. The macros are going to be 220 grams of protein, 98 grams of carbs, 76 grams of fats. We're going to create a 5-day rotating plan. We're going to have it in a printable, print-friendly format and a prep guide plus a grocery list. Now you're getting all this from this macro and meal GPT creator, which I created, and I think it's pretty cool. Link in the description below. So, updated daily macros for fat loss: 220 grams protein, 1950 calories, 220 grams protein, 98 carbs, 76 grams of fats. Okay, and here's our 5-day rotating meal plan for all the foods that I like. Wow, that's pretty cool. Meal 1, it switches up. Sometimes it's egg whites and turkey sausage and a toast. And then day 2, it's cottage cheese. Day 3, it's Greek yogurt. Day 4, it's egg scrambled. Day 5, 2 eggs, 1 slice of toast, and a tilapia fillet. I don't know about that, but this is pretty cool. It rotates all the foods just so you make it different. I'm fine with eating the same things, but if some people want to rotate, it does that for you. All days hit around 220 to 225 grams of protein, around 95 to 100 grams carbs, and 75 grams of fat. And that's 1900 to 1950 calories, okay? So boom, then it hits you with the grocery list, okay, for 5 days. Proteins, eggs, you're gonna need 3 dozen. Egg whites, a carton, or use extra eggs, whatever you wanna do. Turkey sausage, you're gonna need at least 10 links. Salmon, 24 to 28 ounces. Tilapia, the same thing, 20 to 24 ounces. Lean ground beef or bison, you're going to need about 20 ounces of that. Cottage cheese, 3 cups. Plain Greek yogurt, 4 to 5 cups. Whey protein, 5 total scoops. Okay, that's for the proteins. For the carbs, you're going to need jasmine rice, 2 to 3 cups cooked. Whole grain or low carb toast, 5 slices total, 1 slice per day. And then veggies, you're going to need spinach, broccoli, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, peppers, pickles. Fat, you're going to need cheese slices or shredded cheese, 5 servings of that. Olive oil or avocado oil. Nut butter, almond or peanut. Okay, and then some optional condiments: mustard, like ketchup, salsa, stevia, monk fruit, cinnamon, garlic, pepper. Prep guide now. So now you got your shopping list, you got your meal plan, you got your shopping list. Now let's do the prep guide. So it's saying simple and efficient prep guide, okay? Eggs and sausage, hard boiled 6 to 8 eggs, pre-cooked sausage links for 2 to 3 days. Save you some time and energy. Cook jasmine rice and store in an airtight container. Proteins, grill or bake salmon, tilapia, and bison in advance, like a meal prep day, like a Sunday, meal prep Sunday. Season it with garlic, lemon, paprika, etc. Make 2 to 3 burger patties for the week. And then for the beef stew, you can slow cook or prep stew in one big batch. Okay? It's saying yogurt and cheese, you can portion out those into small containers for grab and go snacks. Veggies, chop, steam, bake in bulk. Use frozen for added convenience. And tips for flavor: use mustard, hot sauce, lemon juice, or low calorie barbecue sauce to spice things up without adding calories. I'm saying, would you like this in a PDF printable version, maybe turned into a meal prep calendar plus batch cooking schedule? Why not? Yes, please. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going. So it has the meal plan, has the macro targets, your 5-day rotating meal plan, daily macro totals, your grocery list, now this has been like 20 minutes because I'm recording this and showing you and going slow, but when I did this morning, this was less than 5 minutes. I mean, and you can do this every week. You can change up. Hey, I want these foods. Take this food out. Put this food in. I just had this piece of fish that I like now, so I want 3 of my meals to be with this piece of fish, and then the 4 other ones I want it to be this. So like the things you can do with this are endless. The things you can create are endless, and it's kind of crazy because this type of thing before would cost you several $100s for like an 8-week plan, maybe, or 4-week plan. And now you just have this on demand with a small subscription or a one-time purchase. So I think it's worth it. I think it's great. You can see now, got all this lined out for you. There's no excuse because your diet is going to be the most important thing. So No excuses. So now you can plug these macros into your favorite meal tracking software. Grab yourself a scale, start weighing, start, you know, measuring these out, or you can measure these out on Meal Prep Sunday. Have them in containers. You do it one day while you're prepping, and you don't have to worry about any of this stuff tracking because you already know those are the amounts for the whole week. And that's easy too, right? So at the bottom it says, note this plan is based on a sedentary activity level and optimized for fat loss while preserving lean muscle mass. Okay, and that's everything you would need. I mean, this is a 5-day rotating meal plan. It can do 7 days, it can do a month, it can do 3 months. I mean, you're probably gonna want to change up some of your food just because you might get bored, but like, you sit down, you do this Sunday morning, you get your plan, you go shopping, or Sunday morning too. I mean, this is gonna take 5 minutes. You get ready, you go shopping, hour or two, you come back. Sunday afternoon, you meal prep, the right, portions. You have bowls and Tupperware and containers and all that. Portion all that into those containers. You're good to go. There's no excuse. Literally good to go. So, hope that helps. That's in the Muscle Mindset group. Either available for a one-time purchase or a monthly subscription. Link in the bio below. Thank you and have a good day.